So here is the ASICS Gel Kayano 14 in a clay grey colourway. Basically picked these up on sale and they were £73, which I thought was a bargain from the ASICS outlet website. It's one of these things, because I'm a sort of smaller size, I can sort of grab trainers for quite sort of cheap. I'm kind of lucky in that way for having a smaller foot. Yeah, so which is a good thing sometimes. It works out well for me. And basically with this particular trainer, I think the reason it sort of attracted me is just kind of the more sort of grey tones to it. I did have a pair of the black, white and gold pair, and for some reason the toe box on those, it just was kind of even more so just sort of poking upwards, which I thought was a bit strange and just looked really strange on foot, and basically sold those because I just didn't like the way they look on feet. But with these ones, I've just tried them on, and they seem to have a sort of more of a sort of sleeker toe box, similar to the 1130. Not quite. It still sort of protrudes upwards, but that's mainly because of the midsole and outsole being going upwards in that direction, and that's typical for a runner. But for some reason, the other pair just felt like it was kind of sort of poking upwards, which is a strange look, and it's small details and just being sort of nitpicky, but it's just kind of how I am in terms of the trainers that I wear, because I have like a wide foot. I like the fact that they've got kind of again similar to the Gel NYC, they've got the gel technology on the heel and also on the forefoot, and I do like the kind of grey hits throughout. It kind of makes it slightly different to a normal sort of gel Kayano that you kind of sort of see. And they've used a lot of sort of suede panels, which is not typically a thing that I've seen recently with the ASICS. So it's nice that they're doing this, and I did notice a few other models similar that kind of are doing that as well, and using sort of variation on materials, which I like. And also they've got kind of this sort of pink reddish tint as well on the plate on the back, and then also on the heel as well. So you've got these kind of little red hits red pink hits running throughout. And yeah, this one just feels nice on foot as well. So it's less roomy than the other pair that I had, I feel, just a little bit. Not much. It's kind of it's very kind of minuscule in terms of the amount of space that I have in the toe, but the little millimeters though do count on a trainer. And it might be just because it's using different sort of materials on this one, I don't know, or it just needs loosening up, but it's a nice pair. So here are details for the ASICS Gel Kayano 14 Clay Grey. It comes in a clay grey and pure silver colourway, and it has gel cushioning in the heel and forefoot with an EVA midsole, and it's mainly made up of synthetic and leather materials, and the price was £145. In terms of comfort and sizing, I feel these have a soft to medium sole. They feel very similar to a Gel NYC as well, and probably similar to a Gel 1130 as well. And they have kind of good sort of support around the arch and basically heel area. And there's no sort of wearing time with these. I think they're sort of good to go. And you can also sort of go true to size with these. I think you should be okay. And they also have a good traction for a runner. The ASICS sort of runners in general have some crazy traction patterns on their outsoles. So in terms of the look and style, it's very much a 2K runner, and very much similar to sort of any other model of that time period, so such as the 1906R or the 2002R or the Gel 1130. And it's using kind of sort of slightly sort of darker colours in tone, so it's kind of predominantly grey colours. And then for that reason, you can probably wear these sort of spring, summer, autumn, but just bearing in mind it's not going to sort of protect you from any kind of rainy sort of weather really, so just be careful of that. And I would sort of wear these casually. I don't think you can dress them up smart, because they just have a really sort of sporty look to them. I think it takes a certain kind of person to sort of pull that off. And basically with these ones you can go with sort of the grey laces that match the sort of sneaker itself, or the black because it's the gel has sort of the black colour on it. And you can also go pink because it's sort of pink hits throughout the sneaker, and sails basically that come with it. And in terms of the pros, it has a neutral comfort, so I like the fact that these kind of feel similar to sort of 1906Rs, but if I was to choose between them, I'd still probably go with the 1906Rs. But they do feel very comfortable on foot, and that's one of the things that this particular model is known for. And it's lightweight as well, and I also like the fact that it's got sort of ortholite insoles, because the Ortholite insoles make a lot of difference in my opinion. And the materials that they've used, so it's not typically sort of synthetic, so usually they sort of reserve this more for the collabs. It has sort of nice leather suede panels on there. So in terms of the cons, I think it's the cost. Like with any of these sort of trainers, I think they're priced way too high, because at the end of the day it's kind of sort of more mesh materials and sort of older tech. So in terms of the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5. It's a nice looking sneaker, but I wouldn't say it's comparing to a 1906R that I also have. I prefer that sneaker, but it's still a nice looking sneaker in itself. And the comfort is a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's as comfortable as a 1906R, but it's still very comfortable in my opinion. And the quality, I give it a 5. I think the materials that are used and the fact that there's sort of hardly any sort of issues with it in terms of sort of glue stains, and the way that it's kind of the panels are made, I think it's actually done really well. And the pricing, I give it a 4. I think it's just priced high in my opinion. So for £145 it's priced way too high, so it should be more sort of £120, £130 mark. And overall I give it a score of 4 out of 5. I think it's a nice sneaker as well, and definitely one to grab. I think any sort of Kayano, if you can pick them up in sale, is a good one.